Welcome back to Japan, and as is something that I used to do a lot, but I haven't been doing so much recently, I've been sticking with a lot of the fan favourites. I'm going to check out something that just appeared in my YouTube suggestions. So here we are. It's FERN Planet with... Oh god, I gotta read the Japanese. Sorsha Girls. Sorsha Girls. Social Girls? Or Sorsha Girls? Sorsha... We'll come back to this at the end. Anyway, here they are, and I'm looking forward to hearing this, because I don't know anything about it, but it was recommended for me, and YouTube obviously knows more about me than anyone. So far, YouTube is right.
Soulja Girls.
Everything's very classic, 3-part plan, old school rock riff, black and white video shot from above in a white room. Yeah, this is classic already. It's got that kind of rocking, funky thing going on, which is always enjoyable. I really like when you hear bands do this. It's a simple trick, but it's a really good one. They're good, but the drummer was on fire there. That was some real, proper jazz stuff. Nice, quick and punchy, but I like that. Key change. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I think that's the end. It's like these videos, Japanese videos have so much at the end. Well, I guess they used to be worse. Do you remember when each Japanese video, especially the pop ones, used to have like a full credits sequence, which was almost half as long as the song you just watched? Some of them almost were as long as the song you just watched. It was like watching the music video twice. Anyway, let's talk about that song. Well, for a start, it was everything that I kind of think. You almost could gather the entire song from the first few seconds. I think the only thing that didn't come across from the first few seconds was just how good musically, for example, the drama was, or how much detail they were going to throw into the song overall. Certainly, if you compare it to a Western band doing something like that, you'd have got a much more simple thing. So it is interesting that they managed to throw a lot of those ideas. You know, Japanese bands do like to be very creative and use up every little space in the song that they can. But, I mean, it was a simple, functional rock song. In the same way the video was simple and functional, it seemed that there was not a huge amount of, and this is me being criticism false, you know, I mean, basically I really like the song, but I need to be, I'm critiquing, I need to be critical. The only criticism I could say is it just sounded like, you know, they're not breaking down any doors. They're not. I would be surprised if they were making a name for themselves with this. It was just kind of like one of those songs where if you like them, then this is a song I imagine you would really like. If you just like rock, this is a song you would like. It's just a good straight rock song. So yeah, I would say it's not world-changing or earth-shattering, but extremely functional at what it is. So let's talk about why it's good, though. Now, the good thing is that once again, like I've mentioned, you can tell a good musician, a really good musician, doesn't have to show it right in your face. I mean, you look at some of the best bass players. I mean, best bass players, usually you don't even know they're that good until you really sit down and listen to it and go, actually, yeah, you made half those songs. I mean, I often use the example of actually Alex James from Blur, if you're a 90s kid. You know, he was one of those bassists who no one really paid any attention to him, but if you knew, you listen, you go, yeah, he's making a lot of these songs what they are. And so when I'm listening to them, I'm thinking these are instrumentalists who are like that. Like the bassist was doing a really good job, but in a kind of a modest way, kind of always running underneath. The drummer was fantastic, but the breaks were very short. You know, it was never like a full-on drum solo. It was just like, you know, adding just enough to, you know, really make the song stand out musically. And the guitarist, the guitar solo was very functional. It was a simple one that worked well for the arrangement, which is something I always really love. But if we're talking about pure musicianship, what she was playing during the verses, it was very simple, sort of, the chords stayed the same, but there was a really fluid rhythm, and like, just, it was really, really sharp. Now, obviously, I know that's a recording that wasn't actually a live performance, but it does come across as something like I can imagine they would be very good at doing this live, and that they are actually probably very good musicians. So, in final conclusion, stop me waffling. This is a band where I'm interested to hear more, partly because if you're fans and you can suggest anything to me, or if you just know the band and you can suggest something based on knowing me, maybe. I'd like to hear more because of the fact that it just sounds to me like they're competent, they're good, but I want to see what is their hurrah moment, the moment where you go, oh yeah, that really stands out. That's where, you know, all of these qualities you have really came together and sort of, I don't want to say peaked, that's a horrible thing to say, it sounds like they can never do it twice, but just a point where they came together and you had something of a, like an apex moment in your career thus far. So yeah, if you can suggest any music by them, that would be fantastic, but yeah, I basically enjoyed that. Didn't change the world, but certainly worth popping onto your media player. It's one of those bands where if you just want to listen to some simple rock, which many people do, and I don't blame you, that's a good place to go. Anyway, for now, as usual, unless you want to go and watch all my other videos, which you can, or unless you want to subscribe, which you can, or all these other things that you already know, because, you know, this is not your first time on YouTube. If this is your first time on YouTube, hi, but it's not. So until whenever you see my face again, for now, thank you so much for watching, and ciao ciao.